What's up, everybody? My name's Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Chelsea. Today we start our 2031-2032 season with a chance to win 2 trophies right off the bat. We're going to start off in the Community Shield, taking on Manchester City. And then we've got our UEFA Super Cup match against Champions League winners Bayern Munich. We have made it through the offseason. We have done some business trying to make this Chelsea team even better than it was last year, try to give us a good chance of possibly winning the Champions League this year. And if you can see our finances in the bottom right, when I left off, we were negative over $100 million in budget. Now our balance is $96 million. We have some big sponsorship money come in, and the board has injected some money. So we are now in a solid place financially. That allowed us to spend big to improve this Chelsea squad, which is exactly what we've done. We've also let a few players leave. We've only let one notable player leave on loan so far, and that is Barry Kendrick. He's gone out on loan to Premier League side Norwich. We needed the registration spot, so we decided to loan him out. He can get some good first team football and come back next year, look and see if he can make an impact in the team after a full season of Premier League football. You might also notice his picture. I have updated all the pictures of the Chelsea squad, real players and not real players, so they're all in Chelsea kits. And then the first of only 2 players to leave us permanently is one that probably is a little expected. Sergio Reguilon has left us to go to Real Sociedad. He was never really that good for us. I hope for a lot more from him because he had very similar, if not even a little bit better attributes than Lucas Digne. And Lucas Digne was really good for us at Sporting, but Reguilon just can never quite cut it, and his physicals were really starting to drop off. When we sold him, he had 12 acceleration. It's already down to 11. I don't know why Sociedad have actually wanted him. Like, a lot of teams actually wanted him. There are like 7 or 8 teams all in a bidding war for Sergio Reguilon for some reason. And he ended up going to Sociedad for $5.5 million. Happy to get him off the books. He'd never been that good. I wanted better depth at that position, and we have brought in a better player that is also a lot younger. And the second and final player to leave on a permanent transfer might be a little bit more surprising. Gavi has left us to join PSG. I talked last episode that if we got a bid for him, I would consider it. He had never been that good for me. So when PSG came in, I was definitely willing to negotiate. I didn't directly offer him out. I wasn't trying to actively make a deal happen, but if a team came in, I would consider it. And when it's PSG, the money signs start popping up in your eyes. And, you know, they were willing to offer big money for him. And so I was happy to take it because he'd never been that good for me. So he's gone to PSG for $130 million. Pretty much all of it up front as well. I feel like that's some pretty good business. But also, rather annoyingly, he's played 1 game for PSG so far, and he got an 8.4 with a goal and an assist, playing in the same exact position we have always played him. Center mid as an advanced playmaker. I don't know if he got a single game with a goal and an assist for us. His first game for PSG, 8.4, because of course. So that was our final sale, but we have brought in 4 players for pretty big money, but the cheapest one is Yarne Schroers, probably the one that's not ready for the first team, definitely not ready for the first team yet. But we had a regen on loan from Arsenal last year to be our 3rd choice left back. I didn't have the registration spot for a 3rd choice left back, so I needed somebody that was under 21. He fit that last year. He doesn't this year. So I had to look for another option, and I found Yarne Schroers, the Belgian left back, 2-star current ability. I think if he had to play, I wouldn't hate it. Like, he's pretty decent, and he's got 5-star potential. We spent $21.5 million on him, which I don't think is a whole lot for a team like Chelsea. To be a 3rd choice left back, 18 years old, can already contribute. I think that's a pretty good business. And the quality of player definitely ramps up from there, because our second cheapest signing is Guilherme Santos. He is our direct Gavi replacement. He is very good. A player obviously we knew at Sporting, came up through the Sporting Academy, just started to make his way into the first team in my last couple of seasons there. Never was amazing for me, but he's just went on to develop since then. He's played some good football for Sporting since I've left, and his attributes are extremely good. And something that I really liked is he provides a much more goal threat than Gavi did with his finishing ability and his long shots, but he can still create with that passing and vision, composure, decisions. He is a very good player. If you compare him directly with Gavi, there's not a lot there. Gavi's slightly better physically and defensively. Guilherme Santos, obviously a better attacker. He's got that finishing ability. There's not a big difference. Like, they're each got their own little things they're a little bit better at, but I'm really excited to bring in Guilherme Santos, and the price was $79 million, which is quite a bit of money, but it's not 130, and I don't think the quality player really went down at all. Our third signing is the Sergio Reguilon replacement. That is Mark Rutten, the German left back from Borussia Dortmund. He is still really young at 23 years old. He's got some really good attributes all around. Sometimes it's hard to find left backs or fullbacks in general who have attacking ability with that crossing, dribbling, a little bit of passing as well. ridiculous physicals, very solid mentals. Obviously, we've dabbled with some older left backs my past couple of years. First with Lucas Dean at Sporting, then with Reguilon here at Chelsea, which didn't really work out. But I decided I wanted just to lock up this position for the foreseeable future. So I brought in Mark Rudin for $80 million, which was his release clause. It's a lot of money, but to not have to worry about the position for a long while, I'm happy to spend it. And our final signing is the biggest one in terms of both transfer fee and, in my opinion, importance. Because in the past couple of years, I've been trying to find that wing option that could come off the bench and make a difference. I didn't feel like we really had that with Zvonarek or Raheem Sterling. And so I've spent big to bring in Gabriel Vidovic to be that player. And on top of his ability to do that, he's got great versatility to play a bunch of other roles as well. In the center of midfield if we need to. Attack midfield, if we ever put one in there, he could play that very well. And he can play at striker, which is why I thought I could let Barry Kendrick go. Because he can play that third, fourth striker role, just like Barry Kendrick did for us last year, while being probably our best player off the bench. If you compare to what we previously had in the wide areas off the bench, starting with Raheem Sterling, it's not even close when you compare him to Sterling. Obviously, Sterling's 36 years old. His physicals, his technical ability have all started to fall off. But Gabriel Vidovic is a much better player than Raheem Sterling right now. And it's not as drastic, but I think he's a lot better player than Zvonarek as well. Zvonarek has him a little bit in speed, but other than that, I feel like Vidovic is the much better player. Technical ability off the charts, attacking ability much better. Just slight improvements by Zvonarek, but he was never that good for me on the pitch. Zvonarek, he was a little inconsistent. He'd have some really good games, but the majority of the time, I felt like he was just completely invisible. I'm hoping Vidovic can come off the bench and make a huge impact, or be a quality starter I can rely on if one of the two other wingers go down. But we have spent pretty big for him. Obviously, not Giovanni Herrazzo big, but $108 million is a fair chunk of change. But if you're looking for a player at this kind of level that has this kind of quality, and that's relatively young still, I think he's 27 years old, that's what you have to spend. And I think that's kind of a bargain for what I hope he can bring to this team. Because last couple of years with Leverkusen, he's played very well. I'm hoping he can carry that into this season with Chelsea. So that was our offseason. What do you think of our business? Personally, I'm a pretty big fan. I think bringing in Gabriel Vidovic is going to be massive for us. I'm hoping he can turn some losses and draws into wins. If Havertz and Pino aren't really cutting it, I actually feel like he can come in and make a difference where I didn't have much faith in our wing options before that. I think he's going to be big for this team. We're going to see a few debuts today, most of them, if not all of them, starting with this match against Manchester City. I'm going to focus on the Super Cup a little bit more. I just think it's a little bit more important than the Community Shield. So I'm going to rotate a little bit for this City match. Vidovic is going to get his debut. Thiago is going to start up top, though. Havertz starting on the right wing. Guilherme Santos also makes his debut in this advanced playmaker role. I talked last episode about potentially changing this role, and it still might happen. And I think bringing in Guilherme Santos over Gavi allows us a little bit more flexibility there. Gavi can't really do much outside of being a playmaker, while Santos and the starter Alex Mariba have a little bit more versatility to play multitude of roles. So if the advanced playmaker is still not really working, I can really change it up to like a Mazzala or even a second sentiment on attack, box to box even possibly. So there's still going to work around with that position. But Mount is going to start as that sentiment attack. Kessie as the defensive midfielder. Back line of Ruggeri, Callum Doyle, Benoit Badiashile, Jimmy Wong, and Gavin Bazunu. So our bench is going to be Lewis Nielsen, Jarne Schroers, the young Belgian left back, Isaac Beatty, Mike Fromm, James Boothby, who I'm trying to loan out. We can't register him, so I want him to go out on loan. But apparently nobody in the world wants James Boothby for whatever reason. And we have some affiliates I've tried to loan him out to, and he won't go. He's being extremely difficult. Raheem Sterling also going to be on the bench, as is Benjamin Sesko. And I talked about adding Chelsea kits to all the player faces, and I've done that not just for new signings or regions, but every single player in the first team. Benoit Badiashile in a Chelsea kit. Raheem Sterling in a Chelsea kit. Benjamin Sesko, I can click on him, in a Chelsea kit. Even guys like Giovanni Herrazzo in a Chelsea kit. I just think it looks pretty sweet, pretty nice. And my favorite might be Yeremy Pino. I think he suits the Chelsea kit really well. It looks really good on him. So let's get into this. We've already won some trophies here at Chelsea, but I want to start this season like we're going to end it, winning trophies. So the season starts 7 minutes into the Community Shield. We've got our first highlight, and it's going to start with Chelsea. Guilherme Santos, the new player on the ball. Just saw Vidovic on the ball as well. Both of our new players have touched the ball. Looking for Vidovic on the through ball, but it can't quite get there. And this City team obviously really struggled last year. They really underperformed, but they still have a lot of quality players, including quite a few former Sporting players just like us, including the right back, Daniel Weigl, who's out there right now. I don't know if Isaac's playing at their left back. Havertz with the ball in. Can't quite put it on target. This is a good team. Hopefully we can get a win here today. Highlight number 2, almost 14 minutes in. It's going to start with a goal kick for Man City. They're going to look to build out from the back. Phil Foden's still there in 2031. They're going to go back to Dragowski, into Harwood Bellis, another player that starts at Manchester City as a young prospect. There is Daniel Weigl on the ball, going back to Dragowski. Ruben Diaz, another player that starts here at Manchester City. They're looking for Moukoko, but we win the ball. Look, see if we can go on attack. Thiago's played through. Oh, the keeper comes out, and he really shouldn't have. He opened up the angle for Bruno Thiago, but unfortunately, he's offside. 60 minutes in now, and we've got another goal kick for Manchester City. They're trying to play out from the back. Last time, it didn't really work for him. See if they can do a little bit better this time. Ruben Diaz is going to look for the long ball. It didn't work for him, and it still doesn't work for him. Jimmy Wong heads it down to Kai Havertz. Into front, Kessie. Guilherme Santos. Back to Kessie. Looking to build it nice and slow. Kai Havertz on this right-hand side. I would love to see Vidovic get a debut goal. Kai Havertz. Back out to Guilherme Santos. Looking for Vidovic, but it's going to be won by Harwood Bellis. But Kessie picks it up once again. Mason Mount. We have looked a much better team to start this game. Bruno Thiago threw on goal after the header on from, who was it? Kai Havertz, but he can't quite put it on target. A really cagey start to this game. We saw quite a few highlights to start, but since that last highlight, there's been absolutely nothing. And we haven't done anything. We had the better of the play to start this game. But Manchester City have gotten into it a little bit and have the only shot on target so far. This might be the worst Community Shield of all time. It's been well over an hour without a highlight of in-game time. That is ridiculous. But we've got one now, but I'm not sure if it's just because I made changes or not. Guilherme Santos threw on goal. I was getting ready to take him out. And his shot gets saved by Dragowski. I think he is going to come out with this corner, and he is. And we're not even going to see the corner. 4 minutes of added time. We've probably been the little bit better team, but neither team has been very good today. And this is probably going to be the last highlight. It's going to start with another goal kick for Manchester City. Are they going to look to build out from the back? He might go long. No, he just does roll it out to Ruben Diaz. Pedri finds Yusuf Demir. Looking for a ball over the top to Ansu Fati, who's got it, and he's going to be through on goal. It's going to take a save from Gavin Bazunu, and he pulls off that save. They are going to see this corner, though. Foden put it again. Pedri hits the crossbar. Man City come very close at the very end of the match. There's going to be one final highlight, and it's going to start with Man City. But Beatty's going to win it and pass it directly back to Harwood Bellis. Not what I want to see. Moukoko looking for Foden on the edge of the area. Back out to Harwood Bellis. Yusuf Demir. Pedri. We didn't really see Manchester City do much the entire game, but here in the last couple of minutes, they've turned it on. Isaac Bergman-Johannesson on the pitch. Playing like in a midfield role right now. Pedri. Looking for a ball over top to Ansu Fati at the back post. He's still got a lot to do here. He's going to have to pull it back, but he just runs it out of play. So it looks like it's going to be penalties in the Community Shield. So it's going to be a penalty shootout to decide who lifts the Community Shield. Now, unfortunately, I've subbed out most of our good penalty takers, so this one's going to be interesting. Moukoko is going to take the first penalty for Manchester City. He's going to put it right in the corner. They get their first goal in the back of the net. Now, Isaac Beatty's going to step up first for Huss. Not the best penalty taker on the team, but I like those guys third and fourth. So Beatty, kind of the best we have left. He's going to take the first one, and he's going to put it in the back of the net. Same place as their penalty taker, and so it's 1-1. Now, their second is going to be Ansu Fati. Can he put this one in the back of the net? I'm sure he's a pretty good penalty taker as well. Very experienced player at this part of his career as well, and he puts it into the opposite corner. Bazunu not gotten close, but those are very good penalties. Now, our second is going to be Benjamin Sesko. He's one of our better penalty takers on the pitch, but we know for Sporting, he was never that good at penalties for us. Fortunately, that has changed so far here at Chelsea. He puts this one in the bottom corner. So 2 penalties apiece, and it's 2-2. Up next, Phil Foden. We know he can miss a penalty. Let's see how he can do here with his left foot. Can he beat Gavin Bazunu, the former City player? He can. Into the bottom right corner this time. Bazunu dies the wrong way. Up next for us, Mike Fromm. Very good penalty taker. Very solid penalty taker. Not exceptional, but good enough. Really good composure. Hopefully he can stay composed in this moment, and he can. All the penalties have been really good so far today, all in the corners. So up next is going to be Yusuf Demir for Manchester City. Can he do it? Both teams perfect so far. Yusuf Demir stepping up with his left foot. Bazunu in goal. Can't get there. It's another very good penalty. So we're going to see our fourth penalty taker now, and that is Kai Havertz. Unfortunately, no one's missed one so far, so this is not the biggest pressure moment for a guy that has the best composure on the pitch, 19 composure, and he puts it away. Another ridiculously good penalty. The keepers haven't had a chance so far today. Now the fifth penalty taker for Manchester City is Pedri. I'm sure his composure is very good as well. And we've seen pretty close to the end of our good penalty takers. Pedri, another nearly perfect penalty. So all the pressure is on our fifth penalty taker. He's okay. I don't remember exactly who it was. I think he's got solid composure, solid penalty taking, if not exceptional. I think it's like 9. Not great, but if he can put it in the back of the net, the shootout goes on. And the man stepping up is James Boothby, the guy we're trying to loan out. He's come off the bench, and he's got the vital penalty to keep us in this match. James Boothby, and the worst penalty of the day, and it misses the target, and we don't win our trophy. Now I really want Boothby to leave on loan. That was looking like Frank Kessie out there, and we can't be having that. It's unfortunate. I wanted to win the trophy, but I'm not too concerned about the Community Shield, as neither is the board. So even though we lose against Man City when we probably shouldn't have, we were better probably during the length of the entire match. The penalty shootouts, we are just not good at them apparently. Unfortunately, not debuts to remember for Guilherme Santos and Gabriel Vidovic, both tied with Mateo Ruggeri for the worst rating on the pitch. Not ideal, but it was their first competitive game at Chelsea. There's a lot of games to go. I'm hoping they can be better in the future. But next up, we've got the Super Cup. I said before the Man City match, this is the one I wanted to win. I wanted to win Community Shield, but not as much. It was whatever. I definitely want to win the Super Cup, taking on Bayern. Now to the match that actually matters. Edit that part out if we lose. The UEFA Super Cup taking on Bayern Munich. And we're going to be playing mostly a full-strength squad. We've got a couple injuries that occurred in the offseason that are still lingering. Pretty important players too. Valentin Cerezo broke his arm, so he's out another 6 days to 2 weeks, so he's going to miss the start of the season. As will Reece James, who had a hip injury. He was out like 3 months. He's got 5 weeks to 8 weeks left. And that's a big one, because probably the weakest spot we've got in terms of depth is probably right back. Jimmy Wong wasn't great for us last year. Hopefully he can put in a better performance this year, because we're going to need him. Reece James will be out over a month, and he's a very good, very important player. So hopefully Jimmy Wong can step up. But the squad we're going to put out for this match against Bayern is a front three of Bruno Thiago, Yeremy Pino, and I'm playing Gabriel Vidovic on the right-hand side. Hopefully he can put a better performance in this second game than he did in the first one. In the midfield, we're going with Mariba, Mount, and Camavinga, our starting pairing. Left back, Rudin gets his debut. Center back, Badiashile and Mancini, who's going to be leaving at the end of the season. His contract is going to expire, and he's unwilling to extend it. So this will be Mancini's last season here. And his physicals are starting to go down, so it might not be a bad thing at 35 years old. But he's still like a really good player. He was really good for us last year, so he's going to be a miss, and we'll have to replace him. At right back, Jimmy Wong is getting the start, and Harazo is going to be the starting goalkeeper. I was hoping to win 2 trophies today. Fortunately, that's not going to happen, but these are 2 basically glorified friendlies, especially the Community Shield. But I still want to leave this episode with 1 trophy. Hopefully we can get it against Bayern Munich. We're 41 minutes in, and this is the first highlight. No, I haven't cut any out. This is legitimately the first highlight in the game. That Community Shield was a stinker. I was hoping this one would be better. Unfortunately, so far, that's not been the case. It's been an awful match, and I think we're yet to have a shot. We have 1 shot, 1 on target. What an awful game to start. And Bayern Munich are going to start with the ball on this first highlight of the match. Ferran Torres is going to be played through. Bischoff back to Ferran Torres, and it's a goal. The first highlight is a goal for Bayern Munich. 42 minutes in, and they take the lead. And that's how the first half ends. What an absolutely awful half is football, especially if you're a Chelsea supporter. I was hoping for 2 trophies today. Unless things turn around, it's going to be none, but we might have just gotten a goal back there, and it was a little fortunate, and it is Mancini who puts it in. He's going to be departing at the end of the season, but he starts this season off 2 games in, his first appearance with a goal, and he ties this up in the UEFA Super Cup. Free kick in, hits off the chest of a Bayern player. That's Bischoff. I believe he got the assist in their goal, and technically he kind of gets the assist in this goal as well. Thank you, Bischoff. We've got another highlight 74 minutes in. I don't want another penalty shootout. I didn't like the last one, and apparently we're very bad at them. We're going to have the ball looking to attack. Camavinga is going to play through Mason Mount, and I think he's on, and that is a very, very good finish from Mason Mount. He was the hero of the last season, getting the winning goal in the Europa League final, and he has just given us the lead in the UEFA Super Cup. Bayern have a corner, though, 77 minutes in. They're going to float it to the back post, and it's going to be headed off the line by Mark Rudin. The new signing already showing up big, saving a goal there. Fonzo Davies on the ball. He's already on a yellow, and he's looking for a ball in. It gets intercepted, though, and Sesko, playing a striker right now, is going to come on and try to dribble past their defender, but it's not really his specialty. The highlight ends, but a new one begins immediately afterwards with a throw-in down this right-hand side. Vidovic not having a very good second game either, 6.3. But Sesko gets played through with a chance to make it a 2-goal lead, but it's a good save from the Bayern goalkeeper to keep it only a 1-goal advantage for Chelsea. We are going to see this corner, though, and we are good at corners, especially with Sesko on the pitch. Yeremy Pino puts it in, back post. Badiashile can't win it. It's going to be headed away. We're going to keep this highlight going. We're 80 minutes in. Rudin's going to be on the ball, and the highlight's going to end, but another one's going to start immediately afterwards. How did they get from that side to this side so quickly? I don't know. Jimmy Wong, Mancini, and Davidovich. Can he do something here? He's going to find Mike Froms. Come on as a sub. Badiashile, back to the goalkeeper, Giovanni Herrazzo. Out wide to Rudin. Mark Rudin making his first appearance for Chelsea. He's going to dribble down this left-hand side. Find Mike Fromm into Yeremy Pino. He's been one of our best players in this save, and he puts in a very good ball. Benjamin Sesko wins it, but he can't put it on target. It hits the post. The highlight ends. 4 minutes of added time. This second half's been better than the first, but it's still been a pretty poor match. But Chelsea might win their trophy, and they do. They couldn't win the Community Shield, but they won the trophy that mattered. We're going to be lifting the UEFA Super Cup. We're going to start this season with a trophy. I was worried at halftime that we're going to start this season as poor as possible, having 2 chances to win trophies and losing out on both of them. Fortunately, we do get the win. And of course, it's Mason Mount. He scored the winning goal in the Europa League final. And then this year, he starts off the season by scoring the winning goal in the UEFA Super Cup. So it's a loss on penalties and then a win in the Super Cup. Obviously not a perfect start to the season, especially because we didn't really play very well in either game. But obviously, Man City and Bayern Munich are both really good teams. Bayern did just win the Champions League. Start of our Premier League season is not going to be easy either. We start off against Tottenham away from home. Then we take on Leicester before a couple of easier matches against Bournemouth and Bristol City, before we face Manchester United early in the season at Old Trafford. And that'll probably be in next episode, along with probably a Champions League group stage match. Hopefully we start off our Premier League campaign with a little better performances than the ones we saw today. And we're going to need to if we're going to have any chance of beating Manchester United at Old Trafford. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.